Hello, welcome. I'm glad you could join me today. We're going to do a more gentle class today. I'm calling this Gentle Yoga to Fit Your Body. So I'm glad you're here. And I really want you to, throughout this practice, just really be with your body. So we're all going through hard times right now. And some of us are at home and needing to move and be in our bodies a little bit more. So we're going to do some of that, just demonstrating, move it. And some of us are essential personnel, and you're working every day, and you're coming home and you're being exhausted, and then asked to do fitness practice. So be with whatever your body wants, and try to. I'll make a deal with you. There's an old saying: if you don't should on me, I won't should on you. So I won't should on you at all during this practice. I'll just give you options, and you listen to your body. So you might take a moment and just set that intention. If you like, bring your hands to your heart or in prayer position, and just set that intention to honor my body where it is right now. So we're going to start today lying down. So lie down on your mat whenever you're ready. And I recommend that you keep your knees bent unless you have no lower back issues at all, and then you can stretch long. If you want to start stretching long and then bend your knees, you can do that. And I love constructed breast pose where the feet are a little bit wider and you can't see. Maybe I'll turn sideways so you can see that my knees are resting against each other, okay? So my knees are supporting each other. Don't force your knees to look like mine. Just see if you can find the place where your knees can kind of support each other. And your hands, excuse me, your hands can be on your belly if you like, or out to the side. And you might just make a few movements to get yourself comfortable. And maybe have your hands on your belly so you can feel your breath. Again, it's fine to keep your hands out to the side and just take a moment to come home to your breath. To inhale, let the breath come to you, and then let it go. If you can exhale all the way to empty to the end, let the next inhale come in when you're ready. Don't force the breath, don't over effort. So throughout the practice, listen to your body and never force anything. Don't even force yourself to smile if you don't want to smile. Just let yourself be in whatever place you are right now. And you might gently say that to yourself. If you don't should on me, I won't should on you. And let go of all those shoulds. I should be getting all my closets cleaned out, and I should be doing all my spring cleaning, and I should. Be nice. Allow. Let your body sink onto the ground. Imagine your mind gently settling as well. And if you want to add some movements, maybe start to gently bring your head side to side. If If you like, bring your knees into your chest, curl up into a little ball, maybe rock side to side on your lower back. And then gently roll all the way onto one side and make your way up to table position on hands and knees. So coming into table position. Let yourself arrive again. Let your breath find you again. And then moving into some gentle cat and dog tilts as you inhale. Heart comes forward, tailbone up, chin up. Exhale, round your belly towards the back, and the back rounds up to the side. Move at the pace of your breath through dog tilt with the tailbone lifted, and then cat tilt with like a Halloween cat, like a angry cat kissing, and come back and forth. I think I should probably put my hair up so it doesn't go all over the way, all over the place. And you stay with your breath. Inhale back into table position with a flat back. And then as you exhale, pull your hips. Start to bring your hips towards the tops of the toes, keeping your back as flat as you can. You can pause here for a moment if you like, and then inhale forward into table. And continue drawing your hips back, elongating, making space in that lower back. And as you inhale, come up into table. Keep the navel hugged in towards the spine if you can, so don't let your belly drop and your tailbone arch up. So pull back. And do as many of those as you like. When you've had enough, you can rest in child's pose. So if you're choosing to rest in child's pose with your hips towards the feet, then maybe make a pillow with the hands for the head. Or if your head is up much higher, stack your fists to support the forehead. And just feel your breath in your back body. Stay there. I'm going to get up and do something with my hair so it's not all over the place. And you stay with your breath. Feel the breath filling the back body as you inhale. And then let the belly come up towards the lower back as you exhale. Imagine you're stretching the back of the rib cage with your breath. When you're ready, come up into table and then make your way into downward facing dog. So downward dog is the fingers are wide and you're holding the mat with all 10 fingers, tucking the toes and then lifting the knees and the hips and make sure your legs are as wide as your arms. That's that upside down V, that kind of TP shape. And stay with your breath. And then walk the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet. Take small little steps. And then slowly peel up to standing. I just looked outside and I have all these blooming flowers. All right, I need to adjust this a little bit so you can see my head because right now I'm cutting off my head, aren't I? All right, so I think that's better. I think it might need to, maybe I'll just adjust my mat instead, pull back a little bit. Okay, I might be cutting off my head, and I'm sorry if I am. Maybe it's better to just look at below the face, shake it out a little bit. And then let's do some sun breaths. So finding mountain pose, the feet are parallel to each other, you're grounding down into the earth. If you like, again, bring your hands to your belly and feel your breath. Exhale, let it go. And if you like, add your arms to the breath. Inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. And if you like, exhale, turn the palms down. Exhale, down the center line. Inhale, get long. Exhale, bring the arms down. At your own pace. Stay with the breath. I'm going to see if I tilt it a little bit more. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. Oh, that's it. That's what I was doing wrong. There we go. All right, I'm just learning how to do this myself, so just bear with me. On the next exhale, dive down into a forward fold. Keep the arms out to the sides and dive down and just hang for a moment. If it would feel good, hold opposite elbows and sway side to side. Or maybe sway a little forward, a little back. And when you're ready, bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms out to the sides or forward, coming into a little squat, and then press into the feet, rise up. Exhale, hands to the chest. And let's do some gentle sun salutations just to get some movement going. If you have blocks at home, you can use blocks. If you don't have blocks at home, no worries, you don't need them. You can make do without blocks if you don't have them. And just take a moment and arrive. Begin again with the hands to the chest. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, down the center line. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, down. Stay with your breath. On the next exhale, dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then exhale, back down. Step the right foot far back. And then sink your right knee down, coming into low lunge. So you might choose to stay really low today. Just make sure that your knee, your left knee is over your ankle. The right foot can be tucked, or you can press the top of the foot into the mat. And press into that right foot so you're not hanging out on that right knee. You can stay here or bring the hands to the left thigh. Just let your hips maybe come a little forward and back. Again, don't over effort. And when you're ready, step back into table position so the left foot goes back. Let's do some more gentle cat and dog tilts. Inhale, heart forward, tailbone up, chin up. Exhale, round the spine, away from the mat, coming back and forth at your own pace. Yours might be slower or faster. Again, listen to your body. Make this gentle yoga to fit your body. Whatever your body wants. Inhale back into table position. And then swing the hips to the left, look to the right. And then swing the hips to the right, look to the left. Do that a couple of more times so you're just kind of opening the side body. And inhale back into table position. We're going to come back into downward dog. Fan out the fingers. Hold the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips, coming into downward facing dog. Oh, deep breaths. Walking feet towards hands, hanging forward, or you can walk the hands towards the feet. And when you're ready, then bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms forward, come up, pressing into the feet. Exhale, hands to the chest. If you're not at the front of the mat, step to the front of the mat. Begin again in mountain pose. Feel your breath. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead. Exhale, down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, back down. And this time, the left foot steps far back. You can lower the left knee down, coming into the lunge. Take your time. You don't have to do it fast. Just wait until your body, move it slowly. You can tap it back or just find whatever works for you. If it works for you to put the hands to the fronts of the thighs, you can, or keep your hands low. Just press into that left foot so you're not hanging out on the left knee. Stay with your breath. Maybe bring the knee forward and back. And when you're ready, step the right foot back into table position. Now come all the way down onto the abdomen. Come down onto the belly. I'm just moving the blocks out of the way. And bring the hands next to the chest. Slide your elbows so that your elbows are hugged in towards the rib cage. Your shoulders are rolling down the back towards the tailbone. And you're lengthening from the top of the head through the toes. And as you inhale, imagine that your chest is getting a little lighter so that your chest float up. And exhale, get longer as you come back down. Do a few of those gentle cobra waves. So you might be staying really low. Or maybe you're coming up a little bit higher, but remember this is not a push-up. So you're not using arm strength and pushing up. You're rather elongating the spine and using the torso strength. You're building strength in your torso rather than in your arms. When you've had enough, you can rest on the belly, and you can, it might feel really good to make a pillow with the hands for the head, or turn the cheek to one side. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper feet side to side so that your lower back is releasing. If your cheek is turned to one side, you can turn the opposite cheek to the mat. You can release the legs whenever they're ready, or you can keep them going. Bring the head back to center, hands alongside the chest, gather the belly in, come up into table, and then make your way into downward facing dog again. Walk it out if you like, or stay stationary. Be in your downward dog as long as you like. And then again, either I'm going to demonstrate walking the hands towards the feet, or maybe walking feet and hands toward each other. So just come into forward fold in some way that feels good for you. And then bend the knees deeply. Using the legs to come up, arms come forward. So that's why I want you to use the legs to come up rather than your back. Exhale, hands to the chest. And maybe just shake it out a little bit. Maybe let's do some empty coat sleeves. Just adding some movement. Add as much movement or as little movement as you like. So empty coat sleeves, step the feet a little bit wider, and then just give yourself that your arms wrap around your hips or your thighs, ha, ha, or your waist, ha. You might inhale through the nose to center and then exhale, ha. So it's ha, 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 ha. Maybe you're going faster, maybe you're going slower. Come back to standing, and then let's add some movement in the hips. So keeping the legs wide, bend the knees a little bit, bring the hands to the front of the hip points, and then start to circle your hips, staying with the breath. And reverse the circles. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And come back to standing. And then interlace the fingers. Turn the knuckles towards the space in front of you to kind of stretch the back body. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see and breathe. You might even bring the chin towards the chest a little bit. You might even soften the knees a little bit. And then release the hands, sweep the hands behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back. Now push the knuckles towards either towards the floor or towards the back of the room. You're not torquing your shoulders, you're not over-efforting. And release it and shake it out again. And then turn sideways on your mat, so you're taking up space on your mat. Bring your feet wide. Let's come into, I forgot what this is called. Well, come into this shape like you're gonna, like you're just occupying space. Breathe. My brain just went out to lunch. Stay with your breath. 5-pointed star. It just came to me. My head is the top point, and then the other points are my limbs, of course. And then bring the right arm down, left arm up alongside the left ear. Maybe make a diagonal line from the left fingers to the left foot. Press into both feet. Stay with your breath. Inhale back into 5-pointed star. Feet grounding into the earth, and then bring the left arm down alongside the left leg and the right arm alongside the right ear. And again, maybe make that diagonal line, press into that right foot. Stay with the breath. Inhale back into 5-pointed star. Really occupy your space. And then as you exhale, dive halfway forward, coming into a wide angle jackknife. So your head is in line with the rest of the spine. Breathe. And dive all the way down into forward fold. Hang for a moment, soften the knees. Inhale halfway up, lengthen. And exhale back down, and do that a few more times. Press into the feet, come halfway up, and exhale back down. You can keep the arms just hanging, or if you want a little bit more, bring the arms out to the sides as you come halfway up, and then come back down. Stay with your breath. When you're ready, come all the way up. Fingertips touch overhead, get long for a moment. Press down into the feet. And then bring the left arm down the left thigh, right arm diagonal with the right leg. Stay with the breath. Inhale, left arm comes up, and then exhale, right arm comes down the right thigh. Elongate from the left fingers to the left foot. And inhale back into 5-pointed star. And now coming into goddess pose, bring the hands to the hips, turn the toes towards the corners of the mat. Bend the knees towards the center toe. So check on your knees. Make sure your knees aren't coming forward or someplace else. They're coming towards the center toes. I guess I'm going to turn sideways so you can see that I'm keeping my hips, I'm letting my hips go low, but then I'm kind of imagining there's a plumb line that comes from the top of my head down through my hips. Sometimes I like to imagine that there's a flagpole behind me, and that the back of my head and the back of my hips are lining up with this flagpole. You can keep the hands to the hips or come into goddess pose. Your arms are making a goalpost shape. The palms are turned in and you're breathing. And then straighten the legs, bring the hands down to the belly. And slide back into goddess pose. Bend the knees towards the center toes like you're sliding down that flagpole behind you. Bring the arms up. And exhale, hands to the belly. I'm going to turn towards you again so you can see me. You're still in with the legs wide. And sliding back into goddess pose. Bend the knees towards the center toes. Keep the hands to the belly or to the hips as long as you like, or bring the arms up into that pitchfork shape. And let's keep going. Inhale, slide back into goddess very gently. And exhale, hands to the belly or to the hips or alongside the legs. And the next time you stand up, turn the toes towards the space in front of you so the feet aren't out to the side anymore. Hold your belly in your hands. And then bring arms out to the sides again, 5-pointed star. And this time bring the left fingers towards the right foot. The right arm comes up. Your knees might be bent. Inhale back into 5-pointed star. Exhale, right fingers to right toes. Inhale back up into 5-pointed star at your own pace. You can go faster if you like, or slower. You can do a little less. Just make sure your knees are bending towards the center toes. So you're not feeling any pain or discomfort in your knees at all. Like one of my first yoga teachers always said, the knees are the boss. Listen to the knees. Last one, inhale back up. Bring the hands to the belly again, pause. And then heel toe the feet together, coming back into mountain pose. Step to the front of the mat now, breathe. Inhale, arms out to the sides and overhead, and then maybe steeple the tops of the fingers together. You can interlace the fingers and bring the index fingers up to the sky. Maybe just do a little gentle crescent moon towards the right. Inhale back to center, pause, and then exhale, crescent moon to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the chest. And then inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, back down. Take a big step back with the right foot. Angle the right heel towards the back, so you're a little pigeon-toed on the right foot. And then the left heel is intersecting the right instep. The left knee is bent over the ankle. Come up into warrior two. Make sure your left knee stays over the ankle, and then turn your hips towards the long side of the mat without the knee coming in. So keep the knee out to the side. You can add your arms, hug the arms into the shoulder sockets. Stay with your breath. And as you inhale, straighten the left knee. Fingertips touch overhead, get long, head comes towards the center. And then exhale, look over your left fingertips, your left knee over ankle. Inhale, back up. Straighten the left knee and exhale back into warrior two. Do that a few more times. Get really long as you rise up. Push the ground away with both feet, and then exhale, sink back into warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale, back down. And one more. Bring the hands to the hips, turn the toes towards the long side of the mat, and then heel toe the feet together, come back into mountain pose. If you like, hold your rib cage in your hands. I'm gonna actually turn around and breathe, let yourself arrive. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Take a big step back with the left foot. Angle the left heel towards the back. You might need to adjust the right heel so it's intersecting the left instep. Your right knee is bent over the right heel. Come up if you want to. And press into both feet so you're not leaning towards the right knee. You're pressing into both feet, lining up your hips to the side. Your right arm is towards the right toes. Your left arm is behind you. Hug the tops of the arms into the shoulder sockets. Your gaze is over your right middle finger. Hug the navel in towards the spine a little bit to get longer and to avoid arching the back. Breathe. Stay with your breath. Hug the arms into the shoulder sockets. Inhale, straighten the right knee. Fingertips touch overhead. Look to center. And then exhale, your gaze goes back towards the right fingers. Your right knee bends. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Get really long. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, up. And exhale, sink back down. Stay with your breath. And breathe. The next time you're in Warrior Two, pause there for a moment. Bring the hands to the hips. Straighten the right knee. Turn the toes towards the front of you and heel toe the feet together. Shake it out. Step to the front of the mat. Let's keep flowing. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, back down. Bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms out to the sides or forward. Come up to standing. Exhale, hands to the chest. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, dive down. Keep the back flat, knees soft. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, back down. Bend the knees deeply and then step your right foot back into table. Step your left foot back into table. And come into child's pose. Any version of child's pose you like. You might bring the knees wider. Slide your hips back. Make a pillow with the hands for the head. Let yourself arrive on your mat. I'm just checking the time. And you're staying with your breath. Come up off the floor and then into a seated pose. So bring the hips to the floor. Bring the legs wide, hands behind you. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, let your knees drift over to the right. Left hip comes across. And inhale back to center and exhale, knees to the left. Right hip comes across. So you can just stay with just turning your knees side to side, which feels really good for my spine and my hips right now. Or you can let the opposite arm come across for a little more movement. You can make it faster if you like, or stay quite slow. Stay with your breath. When you've had enough, come back to, I need to scooch my hips back because they scooch forward. And then bring the arms forward and bring your feet closer and just kind of hug the knees in. Breathe, bring the forehead towards the knees if you like, or the chin, whatever feels better for you. And then staying tall, I'm gonna take my hands and remove the flesh from my sits bones. Staying tall, bring the hands to the outsides of the knees. Feel your sits bones grounding into the mat, and then lean back just a little bit so that your feet come up, but keep your belly yearning towards your thighs, and you're breathing and you're smiling. And you're getting longer from the sits bones to the crown of the head. Stay with the breath. And when you're ready, come all the way down onto the back again. Take a moment to arrive. Maybe bring your knees into your chest, rock side to side with your lower back. Maybe circle the knees, putting the hands to the knees, whatever feels good for your body. And then bring the feet wide, just like we did when we were sitting just now. Bring the arms out to the sides, make an A-frame with the arms. Find your breath. And as you exhale, let the knees drift over to the right, up to the left. Inhale, knees in, head back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. From side to side, stretching, opening those hips, the hip flexors. Come back to center, bring the arms alongside the body, bring the heels a comfortable distance away from the buttocks. So you're not forcing them towards the buttocks, you're just finding where they're comfortable. And they're about hip distance apart from each other. Press into all 10 toes. Take care that your knees are out to the sides, but that they're right over the ankles. Press into the feet and lift the hips up just an inch or two. And then exhale slowly with control. Get longer as you exhale down. Press into the feet, lift your hips up. And exhale back down. Again, take care that your knees are not splaying out, that you're pressing into all 10 toes. Maybe your hips come higher eventually. Again, get longer as you come down. Do as many of these as you like. When you've had enough, you can rest. Once your hips come down, you can rest for a moment, and then you can bring the knees into the chest. Maybe even lift up the head. And then bring the feet back to the mat. On the next inhale, bring your right knee into the chest. You can clasp the hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Stay with your breath. Or your hands might just be to the sides of the thigh, wherever feels best for your body. Then keeping the right knee hugged in, slide your left leg long. Flex your left foot. You might even lift the left leg just a tiny bit. Keep the lower back pressed down. And then lift the left leg up to perpendicular. Once the leg is overhead, press the lower back down. And then circle the left foot at the ankle. Stay with your breath. I hope you can still see me. I think we've lost the light. And you might not be able to see me. Breathe, stay with your breath. Reverse the circles if you haven't already. And then bring the left foot back to center. Press down into the lower back and up through the left foot. And then keep pressing into that left heel as you lower the left leg down. Pause just before it touches down. And then inhale back to perpendicular. Keep your lower back firmly pressed into the mat so there's no space or strain in my lower back. And stay with your breath. Soften the collarbones, the fronts of the chest, the jaw. When you've had enough of these leg lifts, take your time. When you've had enough, you can bring the left leg all the way down, stretch the right leg long, maybe even bring the arms overhead. Get longer from the fingers to the heels and breathe. And when you're ready, bend the knees, bring the heels close to the buttocks again, or a comfortable distance. You're not forcing them. Bring the left knee into the chest, hug the hands behind the left thigh, in front of the left chin, or just to the sides of the left thigh. Just try not to strain through your shoulders and breathe. Feel your breath. Feel your lower back pressing down into the earth. Slide your right leg long. flex the right foot. You might even lift the right leg a little bit off the mat, and then inhale, bring it all the way up to perpendicular. Again, take care to press the lower back down. There's no space in the lower back, and circle the right foot at the ankle. Stay with your breath. Soften the collarbones into the shoulder blades. Reverse the circles of your right foot. Soften the jaw. Keep the right foot flexed now and start to slowly lower the right leg down. Pause just about hip distance from the mat and then inhale it back up to perpendicular. Again, you're keeping the lower back flat. You're not arching the back. You're staying with your breath. You don't need to grip the jaw. My jaw here wants to grip, and I'm encouraging my tongue to get wider in my mouth, my face to soften, the shoulders to soften. Stay with your leglets as long as you like. When you've had enough, you can either stretch long again, or this time bring the right knee into the chest and curl up into a little ball. You can even lift the head up. Maybe bring the head back down and then circle the knees, just giving your lower back a little release, a little massage. Reverse the circles if you like. And then keep the knees into the chest. Bring the hands layered one over the other over the heart, like you're giving yourself a nice hug. And then take a deep inhale and let your arms and legs go up to the sky in a wide V, like you're embracing the clouds. Exhale, bring the heels back down towards the buttocks, hands to chest. Fold, bring that hug into yourself. Inhale, embrace the clouds. There's a big, beautiful cloud I want to hug. And then bring that cloud, that love back into your heart. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold closed. To occupy the mind a little bit more, you can also alternate bringing one palm down first and then stacking the other over it. And the next exhale, bring the other palm first, stacking the opposite one over it. Stay with your breath. Your entire back is on the ground. You're just like blooming open, like the flowers are doing right now as you inhale, and then folding closed as you exhale. You can keep these movements slow, exaggerate them, or make them faster, whatever your body wants to do. Staying with your breath. And the next time you're hugged in, roll to one side again and use the hands to come up off the mat, and then come all the way back up to standing. So take your time, come up, shake it out once you're up. And let's do a little balance play. So let's do wide-legged tree today. So bring your right foot out to the side. Your hands are still to your hips, and then maybe just lift the right leg just a little bit and then bring it back down. Lift it up just a little bit and back down, or just stay here with just the toes on the ground. And then bring the right foot back, pause. Let's explore the other side. Left foot out to the side. You can lift it up just a little bit maybe, or just keep it, just kind of tap it. Good, and breathe. And then bring the left foot back. Shake it out a little bit. And then let's do a little bit more play with balance. Now, switch the weight to the right foot. Lift the left heel, and then lift and lower the left knee. And breathe. So you can stay, this might be your treat today, just kind of exploring how your balance is. Or you can keep the toes down on the ground, or you can bring the left foot to the inside of the right ankle or the right calf. Breathe. Allow the wobbles and the shakes. You can let the arms float out to the sides if you like. You can make branches with your arms. And breathe. Stay with the breath. Allow the shakes, the wobbles. See how shaky I am? Bring the arms back down. Bring the leg back down. Hold your belly in your hands and maybe step the feet a little bit wider and just do some gentle hip circles to soften up the hips. Stay with your breath. Maybe reverse those circles. Come back to standing. And then lift the right heel. Soften the left leg so your left knee isn't hyperextended or locked. And then just play with lifting and lowering. I'm really wobbly today. The right foot. And breathe. Stay with your breath. Again, if you like, bring the right toes back down. You can stay here. You can also go next to a wall. That's perfectly fine. Or bring the right foot to the inside of the ankle or the right calf. Again, try not to lock or hyperextend that left knee. The hands can stay to the sides or come out to lift higher, or you can make your tree limbs. And again, stay with your breath. Keep softening that standing knee so you're not locking it or hyperextending it, and breathe. Whenever you've had enough, bring the arms back down, bring the leg back down, hold your belly in your hands. If it would feel good to do some more movement, let's do empty coat sleeves again. Ha, 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 ha. Come back to stillness when you're ready. And then come all the way down onto your back again. Take your time, come onto the back. Just like we just kind of came up. Let yourself arrive. Let your hands rest on your belly. Bring your right knee into the chest, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh, coming into eye of the needle pose. So you can stay here, or you can bring the left knee into the chest, and you might just keep the left foot flexed and imagine you're pressing into a wall that your left foot is pressing against. Keep breathing. Keep the right foot flexed as well to protect the right knee. You can stay here or bring the right hand between the legs, coming into eye of the needle pose. You can hold on to the, clasp both hands behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin, but don't over effort or torque. I'm actually gonna model the second variation where the left foot is pressing against an invisible wall. The arms can be out to the sides or holding onto the belly. Keep both feet flexed. Keep the backs of the shoulders down so your shoulders or your chin isn't coming up off the floor. I mean, your chin is definitely off the floor. Your neck isn't coming off the floor. The back of the head isn't coming off the floor. Stay with the breath. And unwind your eye of the needle pose when you're ready. Bring the arms out to the side, and maybe again, windshield wiper and knees side to side. And when you're ready, bring the knees back to center. Bring the left foot into the chest. And then cross the left ankle over the right thigh. See how I'm pressing already into an invisible wall with the left foot. My belly's hugged down towards the lower back. You can lift the right leg up and then imagine there's a wall that the right foot is pressing against. can stay here, or this time the left arm goes between the legs, hold, clasp both hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. And I'm actually going to model the first one again. So the right foot is, or the second one, the right foot is pressing against an invisible wall. The left foot is pressing against an invisible wall. The lower back is flat on the ground. The shoulders are grounded. You can let your chin tilt just a little bit toward your chest so you're not bringing your chin up to the sky. Breathe. Soften the jaw. And when you've had enough, again, unwind. Can again bring knees side to side, or if it feels good, bring the knees into the chest. And maybe make circles with the knees to massage the lower back. And then take the next 5 minutes to do anything else your body wants to do. This is what we always do in our classes here. I just, at the last, just before Shavasana, I invite you to take 5 minutes and do anything that you want. So I'm going to give you some options. If you haven't been here, you maybe don't know, but you can also make up your own poses. You can do anything you like. So one option is dead bug. Letting the limbs float up to the sky, letting the whole back melt into the ground. So that's one option. You can make movements with the limbs if you like, or just play. You can scissor, whatever you like. Another option, if you have a block, or even just like a book, or a couple of books that you can make wider, coming into supported bridge. So that's lying down on your back. We did bridge earlier, bridge wave. Lift the hips up and then place the book or the block under the base of the buttocks, right under the, right where the, that bony triangle in your lower back is. So if the block is in the right place, the front of the hip points feel like they're pulling away from each other and there's a little opening in the belly. The hands can be to the belly or they can be out to the sides. And you're just kind of making space in the lower back. If there's another option that you know, feel free to do that. Another option, again, I'll give you, if you haven't been here, is to come into half frog on your belly. And so you're lying down on your belly now, making a pillow with the hands for the head, and then bring the right knee out to the side, making a right angle with your right thigh and your right shin. This can feel really wonderful. So take the next few minutes to do one or more poses that your body would like to finish the practice with. If you're doing the half frog, make sure that you do the other side as well. And take as long as you like. Really finding what your body wants to do. Never forcing your body into anything. I'm going to come up and I'm going to get myself ready for final relaxation. But you take your time. If you're not quite ready, I invite you to stay there longer. I'm just going to put on my shirt so I'm a little bit warmer. So whenever you're ready, take your time. I'm not wanting to hurry you at all. Whenever you're ready, you can come into your final relaxation, your Shavasana pose. I'm sitting so that I can guide you, but you're lying on your back. If you have a big pillow or a bolster or even a couple of bed pillows, put them under your knees so that your lower back can release. So the bolster or the pillows are under your knees to lift your knees up and let your lower back really sink into the ground. Maybe I'll demonstrate that instead of getting comfortable so that you're not puzzling over what I'm asking you to do. So if you don't have a bolster or a kind of a squarish, a little rectangular pillow, you can take 2 big pillows lying on your back and then just support your knees. You can even kind of double them up under your knees. So just so that your feet come all the way down. Mine are dangling now, so that doesn't make any sense, but you see what I'm trying to do, right? You're getting comfortable for Shavasana, for final relaxation. If you have a blanket or a sweatshirt or whatever you have, you might cover yourself up. So tell your mind and your body that you're coming into this resting phase, this very important part of a yoga practice. Let your inhales come to you, and to exhale, get out of the way. Let the inhale come to you, and to exhale, get out of the way. Let the breath come and let it go. Let it come and let it go. Imagine smoothing out the forehead. Imagine letting any remaining expression melt off your face. Your eyes softening. Can you soften the space between the eyes? Can you soften the space behind the eye? Soften your cheeks, your jaw. Can you imagine widening the space between the shoulders? Letting the collarbones melt into the shoulder blades in the upper back. Arms, hands, and fingers releasing into the ground. Soften your buttocks, your belly, your thighs, all the way down to the soles of the feet and the toes. Allow the ground to hold you completely. Imagine the earth is cradling you, is holding you, is telling you you're safe, you're home. Let me hold you up. Let me support you. I'm here to support you. Let go. You can let go now. It's safe to let go. There's a poem by Dana Folds from her book, One Soul. And this is called The Rebirth of the World. A great blue heron flies across the red face of the rising sun. Its crook-necked, lanky body unmistakable. Nature has a way of welcoming each new day with singular grace. No two mornings are the same. And I am not a mere spectator here. I am moved and changed, struck dumb by loveliness, so infused with awe and wonder at the generosity of mockingbirds and doves, pine trees and high cirrus clouds catching the first rays of sun. I struggle to find words. In the end, I give up and sit in silence, cloaked in the glow of morning and the rebirth of the world. Stay as long as you like in your shavasana, in your final relaxation. I wish you wonderful sleep or a wonderful day, whatever end of the day or part of the day you're in. And I hope to see you again soon to practice together. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. I honor the light that lives in your heart always, that lives in my heart, that lives in everyone's heart. Namaste.